There is a particular silence that descends on a man when he looks into the eyes of the woman he loves and understands, truly, that he is not her first chapter. Her story was already being written before he arrived, a narrative of motherhood, of a past, of responsibilities that will always come first. To love her is to accept a supporting role in a play that was already in motion. Marrying a single mother isn't just about love, it's about entering a structure that already exists. It's stepping into a family dynamic that was built long before your presence. It's loving a woman whose world revolves around someone else first. For many men, that's not a judgment, it's a reality. Love is noble, but reality is not always kind. Marriage to a single mother comes with rewards, but also a deep set of emotional, financial, and psychological challenges that men rarely prepare for. In a world that glorifies unconditional love, very few talk about the conditions that shape real peace. The Stoics taught that wisdom is seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. So, let's strip away the romantic illusions, and look at what truly awaits a man when he marries a single mother. This path demands a different kind of strength. It is not the strength of a pioneer carving a new world from the wilderness, but that of a steward tending to a garden he did not plant. He must learn to nurture growth without uprooting the past, to provide shelter without altering the landscape. The challenges are not failures of love, but tests of character. They are the friction points where idealism meets the unyielding granite of a life already in progress. Below are the 10 real challenges, not to condemn, but to understand. Because understanding reality is the first step toward inner peace and wise decision-making. 1. The ever-present shadow of the past. You are not just marrying her, you are marrying her history. Another man's name will be in the family lore, his genetics reflected in the child you are helping to raise. This ghost is not always malevolent, but he is a permanent resident, his silhouette cast long over birthday parties, school events, and medical forms. The challenge is to make peace with a past you can never change or be a part of, learning to live alongside a story that began without you. 2. You are a co-pilot, not the captain. From day one, you must surrender the fantasy of total control. Major decisions, about parenting, discipline, education, even moving homes, are rarely yours alone. You are an influential advisor, a trusted partner, but the ultimate authority and biological bond lie with her. This requires a humility and a respect for a hierarchy you did not create, where your vote is often a recommendation, not a decree. 3. The discipline dilemma, the tightrope of authority. This is perhaps the most daily and delicate test you will face. Your authority cannot be demanded, it must be earned, slowly and inconsistently, through 1,000 small acts of fairness and presence. You are not operating from the innate, biological authority of a father, but from the negotiated, often precarious, position of a stepfather. The evil stepfather trope is a cultural specter that looms over every decision. A raised voice isn't just discipline, it's a potential mark of tyranny. Enforcing a bedtime isn't just structure, it's an overreach of power. Conversely, silence is not peace, it's irrelevance. If you fail to correct bad behavior, you are not being nice, you are being negligent, showing the child and your partner that you are not invested in the moral fabric of the household. The scrutiny is relentless. The child will test your boundaries, watching to see if your resolve is real. Your partner will watch, her heart torn between supporting your unified front and the primal instinct to protect her child from any perceived harshness. And you will feel the gaze of teachers, other parents, and strangers, all quick to judge the man who isn't the real dad. The path forward is not found in power, but in partnership. It requires a pre-negotiated strategy with your wife, a united front where she often takes the lead in serious discipline, while you reinforce the rules and embody them through your own conduct. Your greatest tool is not punishment, but consistent, predictable respect. 4. The financial asymmetry, the economics of choice. This challenge strikes at the core of a man's traditional role as a provider. You will sign checks for braces, fund family vacations, and contribute to a college fund for a child who may never carry your name. This is an investment in a legacy that is not yours by blood, a long-term financial and emotional commitment with no guarantee of a return in the way a biological child might provide. This asymmetry is compounded by the often uneven burden shared with the biological father. You may find yourself financially contributing more, while he fulfills only the bare minimum of court-ordered child support. This can breed a quiet resentment, a feeling of unfairness that you must consciously manage. It forces you to redefine providing not as a genetic imperative, but as a conscious act of love for the entire family unit. The money you spend is not just for the child, it is for your wife's peace of mind, for the stability of your home, and for the future you are choosing to build. It is a test of your ability to give freely, without the expectation of biological reciprocity, understanding that your real inheritance is not a name, but the love and stability you help create. 5. The second-place heart, the architecture of priority. This is the ultimate test of a secure ego. From the moment you commit, you must understand and internalize a fundamental truth: you will never be her first priority. In a medical emergency, her child is saved first. In a crisis of time, the child's needs are met before yours. Your romantic weekend plans can be cancelled by a child's fever, your deep conversation can be interrupted by a skinned knee. This is not a reflection of her love for you, but a testament to the nature of a mother's love. A Stoic finds peace not in fighting reality, but in accepting it. To fight this hierarchy is to wage a war you cannot win and should not want to. The wisdom lies in reframing: you are not being demoted to second place, you are being elevated to the position of her most crucial partner and confidant. Your role is to be the stable ground upon which she can stand to be the best mother she can be. Your fulfillment comes not from being the sole object of her affection, but from being the trusted co-architect of her world. 6. The third party in your marriage, the permanent guest. Your marriage will never have the sealed, private boundary of a first union. The biological father is a permanent, unpredictable variable in your life equation. His life choices, a new job, a move, a financial windfall or crisis, will ripple directly into your home, affecting schedules, moods, and resources. You must learn to co-parent with a man you may not like, respect, or even trust. This relationship is not based on friendship or mutual interest, but on legal agreements and the shared, albeit unequal, connection to a child. You will have to swallow your pride, bite your tongue, and negotiate with him over holidays, school events, and expenses. His presence is a constant reminder that your family was born from another story, one that ended. Your success depends on your ability to depersonalize his role, to see him not as a rival or a ghost, but as a functional part of the ecosystem you now inhabit, a variable to be managed, not a conflict to be won. 7. The loss of spontaneity and the honeymoon phase. The traditional narrative of early marriage, a private world of discovery, impulsive intimacy, and self-focused bonding, is largely unavailable to you. Your relationship is born into responsibility. Romance must be scheduled between school runs and pediatrician appointments. Intimacy is negotiated with the awareness of a sleeping child down the hall. The honeymoon phase is not a secluded bubble but a chaotic, beautiful, and demanding construction site. Your bond is not forged in isolation, but in the daily, unglamorous work of building a family. This lack of a protected beginning can accelerate the depth of your partnership, forcing you to communicate and prioritize with an intensity that many couples never achieve. But it requires you to consciously create the moments of connection that other couples stumble into naturally. You must fight for your privacy and your partnership, carving out sacred time from a calendar that is never fully your own. 8. The societal judgment and invisible role. The world has a script for a father, but not for you. You will be met with a confusing mix of praise and pity. Some will call you a saint or a savior, a label that is both patronizing and isolating, framing your love as a charitable act rather than a genuine connection. Others will question your masculinity or motives, wondering aloud why you would raise another man's child. You are performing one of the most significant roles of your life, yet you often feel invisible at school plays or family gatherings, the man standing slightly outside the core circle. This demands a robust internal compass. You cannot rely on society to affirm your role. Your validation must come from within, from the quiet knowledge that you are showing up, keeping your word, and building something real. You are not a savior, you are a man. And your strength is proven not by biology, but by the daily, deliberate choice to love and to lead. 9. The complexities of blending a family, the labyrinth of loyalty. If you bring children of your own into the union, or plan to have them, you enter a labyrinth where the map is constantly redrawn. This is the ultimate test of your emotional intelligence and capacity for fair-minded leadership. Fair does not mean equal. A gift of equal value to each child may feel deeply unfair because their needs, wants, and histories are different. You will navigate a web of competing loyalties. Your biological children may see you sharing resources, time, and affection with your stepchild and feel a sense of betrayal. Your stepchild may see you as an interloper, favoring your real kids. You are constantly juggling, trying to make each child feel seen, valued, and secure, all while supporting your wife as she does the same. It requires a level of communication and strategic parenting that is exhausting and unrelenting. The goal is not to create one homogenized family, but to foster a blended one where different bonds are respected and where every child understands that love is not a finite resource. 10. The weight of a role without a clear name, the identity you forge. You are a father figure, a mentor, a provider, a guardian, but you are often introduced by your first name. This lack of a clear title is a subtle but profound weight. Society has no box for you, and this ambiguity can be internally disorienting. Are you a parent? A friend? A roommate with authority? This challenge is also your greatest opportunity. Because the role is not predefined, you have the rare chance to define it yourself. You are not stepping into a pre-written part, you are writing the script with your actions. Your authority and legacy are built not on a title, but on the sum of 1,000 small moments, showing up for the science fair, teaching them to drive, listening to their problems without judgment. You are crafting an identity based on function, not form. The man who needs the world to call him Dad to feel validated will struggle. The man who understands that his role is defined by his daily, loving commitment will discover a profound and unique kind of fulfillment, the peace of a man who built his own role, and in doing so, built himself. To acknowledge these challenges is not to dissuade, but to arm. For the man who can look at this reality without flinching, who can accept these conditions not as burdens but as the very terrain of his love, the rewards are profound. He gains a family forged in conscious choice, not mere obligation. He learns a deeper, more resilient form of love. And in tending a garden he did not plant, he discovers that he, too, can put down roots and find a different, but no less beautiful, kind of peace.